talk to Esmeralda, I guess. Patty cake. Dough, the happy child of water and wheat, serves as the base for many hearty and filling meal. With a lump of dough in one hand and either apples, cheese, fish, or tomato sauce in the other, supper is sure to be a delight. Esmeralda's shop. Uninterested.
Legion's greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect Lady Esmeralda from the rabble that would enforce summary justice on her, even though she is, until proven guilty, wholly innocent.
Who are you? Who are you?
I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires all. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Sicile from day one. Alas, both of them have long since fallen in battle against the dead. But never shall I lose heart. Long as a single legionnaire stands, all of us remain undefeated in the eyes of the gods.
What do you think about Esmeralda?
So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Rivellon, my friend. And I have traveled more extensively than migratory birds do. She stands accused of murder, but in my mind, her presumed guilt is a fallacy, and indeed a fabrication. Steadfast will I guard her. Never will I waver unless absolute proof of her culpability should be brought before me. And I hold no such proof exists.
What do you know about Jake's death?
Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Sicile. The Council of 7 couldn't have wished for a better ambassador. That he of all people should have braved the undead siege for so long, only to be felled by foul sorcery, is heartrending.
Okay, let me ask you some questions.
And what questions are those?
Talk to me about the undead.
Don't even mention those rotten carcasses to me. They're the reason we've been stuck in this dead-end town for nigh on 2 bloody years. All fun and games in the beginning, but just you lose a couple of friends fighting those fiends. Get used to lousy rations and have but drink and dice for entertainment. And you'll soon come to realize that out of hundreds of cohorts the world round, yours drew the short straw.
Tell me about Sicile.
This place is practically a tomb, and these Sicilians are constantly crying for our attention. There's a zombie in my garden, an orc ate my baby. My sheep is gone, oh woe is me. It never ends. I'll be grateful when our reinforcements finally arrive. Maybe they'll manage to muster the will to care.
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter?
Who are you?
I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor. But his one and only princess just the same.
Can you tell me more about this place?
Well, what do you want to know?
The town.
Well, there are certainly some, interesting creatures running around these days. Orcs are only the tip of the brutish iceberg. Don't forget the murderous bones along the northern gate. And if the rumors are right, the ghosts in the Black Cove. How's that old expression? When the blood spills, it pours.
Oh yeah, what more about the undead?
Praise be that Arhu the wizard has the wits about him to build these newfangled weapons of his, or Sysil would have been the very throne of decay by now. Because of him, life here is almost bearable again, despite the walking dead. Though it's rather eerie and perplexing at the same time to think about how quickly one adjusts to the great dangers when a handful of guardians holds them at bay.
Would it be okay to discuss your husband's murder?
Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches.
I believe you've been told... wait, I've been told your husband collects starstone. Care to elaborate?
Starstone? I've never heard of such a thing. Dear Jake had a mineral collection, yes. As far as I knew, it was one of his pastimes, nothing more. Do you mean to imply he collected something dangerous? Something that may have gotten him into trouble? Oh, this is all too much. I feel like I'm drifting from nightmare into nightmare.
You definitely believe she's a gold digger? I mean, she could be. Who knows? Alright, take these paintings. I don't know what to do with the inert stone yet, so, well, I can't put it in the bag. What do you sell? 26 to 46. With 4 to 7 air damage. Too bad I can't. Okay, that's fine. Can do. I don't know what unbreakable is. It's a movie. You shush. Oh, she does not like us? Oh, she doesn't like her. Just $220 for those? I wonder how common it is to get green and blue drops just in my normal everyday.
She seems to be quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty, you know, for the Legion.
Well, you certainly are my hero. The rock upon which I may rest my weary soul in these trying and troubled times.
Never fear, milady. As long as I'm around, no hair on your haloed head shall be harmed.
Wow. Everybody's been talking about how she's kind of a slut. And here I am, discovering that she's kind of a slut.
Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. You imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers and heroes.
Oh, but what if you were to be ambushed?
Smelly panties. +1 charisma.
Why is she keeping those on hand anyhow? Sentimental reasons?
Yeah. Smelly panties. Who has good charisma? Charisma isn't even a stat I can check. Where's charisma? I don't know. Alright, so now I'm wearing her smelly panties. Awkward. Oh wait, was I sneaking from my own character? I was. Alright, so now I have a key to Esmeralda's house. Means I should be able to come around to her back door. Giggity. A book called The Perfect Murder?
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
So,
Esmeralda has interesting taste in
would
literature.
your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm neither married, engaged, or attached in any way, I've never bothered to.
Polite, handsome, and single. Don't go anywhere tonight, Legionnaire. I'd be afraid alone in the dark.
So she's asking the Legionnaire if he's married. He says no, and then he asks the Legionnaire if, when he dies in battle, if his wife or girlfriend will get the compensation money for his death. All right. Things be looking a bit sus up in here. Locked. Requires level 7. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here. What the hell? What has she got in the basement? Iron key.
Ah, so that's what that did.
Oh, thank heavens. Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your underthings.
A light gold cup. Bro, he's got so much wealth under here. Old zombie painting? A bloody dagger.
Bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
I found an unidentified item. Identify it with an identifying glass or pay a merchant to identify it. Okay. Why the gods left Rivellon? Did the gods ever exist, or are they mere boogeymen created by fanatics and priests? Many have sought an answer, but I ask whether discovering the truth was worthwhile. I say that we do not need gods in our daily life, for it is supernatural beings exist. Who is to stop them from enslaving us if ever they should deign to return? And the book Perfect Murder. Kicking another's bucket. Tasteful. By Planning the Perfect Murder by M.R. Giggles, winner of the Assassin's Guild Brass Knuckle Award. So you've determined to take a life. My sincerest congratulations. Savor this moment, friends. Taste the sweetness of the feeling that grows inside your belly. Soon you will have sent a soul flying into the ether. Your hand alone will have caused the fabric of existence to have undergone a permanent and undeniable change. You are preparing to undertake the most exquisite endeavor of your life. And you'd be remiss not to luxuriate in every surrounding moment. The first chapter, selecting your target. There are several questions to consider when determining which life is best to seize. The following are but a few to consider. Is the head of your intended victim sufficiently round and symmetrical to make an impressive mountain trophy? Does he or she have hair sufficient length and health to spin into a lovely yarn for darning socks or throw rugs? Will his or her hide provide for supple shoes, bags, and belts of a color that suit your eyes? Second chapter, choose a modus operandi. Selecting a method with which to carve, strangle, or pierce your victim is in itself more of a matter of art than soul on the fact of science. Arrows are refined for supportive types. A dagger turns the carpet red as Valentine. Suffocation behooves lovers and mothers. Poison complements a bitter heart. In the end, select a method you believe best accomplishes the mortal and spiritual effects you desire. Execution. The most important and delectable step in any murder, dear reader, is the moment of execution. By this I do not mean the brute force of the violence. It is a violent method you have chosen, or the interim ever agonizing between the administration of poison and the first sign of its effects. No, the moment to which I refer is that precise event when the life flees from the victim and the eyes transfigure, light to dark, flashing to still, bright to dumb. This is the holy minute, the minute where the act materializes, complete, no longer planned or attempted, but completed. This is the moment during which you write your name in the sky, for you have done something that, like the stars, cannot be undone. Chapter 4, the Afterglow. Now that the moments of the execution are hardly the time to worry about practicalities, no. This is your time to quietly reflect, to enjoy your transformed self, your transformed place within the cosmos. Make yourself a cup of tea, if you please, or light a pipe. The details can wait. When you find yourself fully refreshed, you might consider what to do with the once person whose remains you must now inter or preserve as is your pleasure. The easiest and most classical means of disposal is, of course, to bury the remains. But think long and hard about precisely which remains to bury. The civilized among us know full well that waste is sure a sin. So if there is yet some function that may be wrought from one person's remains, it is imperative that you do so. Might not a family of beggars appreciate a meaty rack of ribs? Might not a local tanner down on his luck thank you for a length of virgin leather? Do you not deserve some special token as a keepsake for your labors? Once these matters have been attended to, you might concern yourself with removing the dregs of your efforts from your sight. A freshly rained upon bog is ideal, though a freshly dug grave in your local cemetery will hardly notice a bit of additional rubbish tucked in below the intended casket. If you have successfully completed your endeavor, you might find yourself wondering after and planning for the next. This is natural and a desirable result of execution, as you have learned the perfect murder. The author wishes you luck and satisfaction as you explore your newfound passion. Remember, until you have reached a dozen, you've hardly scratched the surface. Bro, what the fuck? Potion bottle we'll put there. Fire arrow we'll send to her. I don't know what food is for, so we'll put it there for now. There's a key. That. You can't have more than one bag open at a time. No. Inert stone we should put in here. Plague grenade. Fun with fluids. Here's one for the experimental adventurers who can face rotted corpses without losing their lunches. The one with guts and grit. The wise traveler's eye is ever seeking potion ingredients, treasure, magic items, hidden buttons, traps, and enemies. Should you find an eye, should you happen to stumble upon one, as a frequent wanderers may well do, squeeze it into a flask, drink it, and enjoy the sight of two in the body of one. Weird. The Adventurer's Field Guide. Some craftsmen can literally work magic by gluing two simple sticks together. Guess it requires some real experience and some good luck. Too often I've found their failures in the trash barrel outside. A random earth scroll. That'll go to crafting. Okay, let's level up. Who is this? This is me. Charisma is under personality. First impressions you make upon other people and your talent for charming, intimidating, and reasoning. A +2 leadership boosts initiative, damage, and chance to hit. Let's do that. And then I get a talent. Oh my god, there are so many talents. Okay. All skilled up. Gives you 2 extra ability points to spend. These are ability points, I guess? Arrow recovery. Gives you a 33% chance to recover a special arrow after shooting it. Allows the character to backstab with daggers, knives, rondels, and rapiers. Boosts non-magical attacks by 50% against opponents with slowed, crippled, or knocked. Courageous, you gain immunity to fear, but you can no longer flee from combat. Lowers your action point cost of spells by 1 when standing in a surface of the similar element. Allows you to flee combat even when enemies are right next to you. Far Out Man increases the range of spells and scrolls. 5-star Diner doubles the effect of food. Know-it-all decreases everyone's attitude towards you by 20, but gives you 1 extra point of intelligence. Leech heals you when standing in blood. Incompatible with Comeback Kid. Comeback Kid, when you land a killing blow that should... When an opponent lands the blow that should kill you, Comeback Kid will leave you with 1 health. Light Stepper, +2 perception bonus for detecting traps and secrets. A character with Lone Wolf can no longer have a companion, but receives a 70% bonus to base vitality, 2 bonus to turn action points and maximum action points, and an extra ability point upon leveling up. Opportunist. Wait, incompatible with Glass Cannon. Gives you 4 extra recovery action points, but your total vitality is decreased by 50%. Opportunist gives you the ability to perform attacks of opportunity. Oh. Pack Mule doubles the amount of weight you can carry. Pet Pal enables you to talk to animals. Politician gives you 2 bonus points in charisma, but you lose a point of intelligence. Scientist gives you a bonus in blacksmithing and 1 in crafting. Stench decreases everyone's attitude towards you by 25, but melee opponents will find you less attractive in combat. Walk it off reduces the duration of statuses that have bodybuilding as a saving throw. Water Rush increases your turn action points and maximum action points by 2 when your vitality is below 30%. Zombie lets you heal from poison but causes damage from regular healing. I kind of want to talk to animals. And I also want opportunity attacks. I think I'm going to do Pet Pal for me. And then I'll do opportunity attacks for Scarlet. Because I want to be able to talk to animals. That's going to be really good. Okay, her. She's going to get... Wait, she can't take opportunity attack? Oh, she already has it.
Sorry, something happened in my show. Sorry.
I turn slowly.
I know, but I don't like making turn.
That's okay. Thick Skin gives you extra armor equal to your Man-at-Arms ability plus 5. Thick Skin on her would be good. Because she's going to end up being like my frontline attacker. This requires a strength of 8, which she has. Let's do Thick Skin for now. And then she'll get... Lucky Charm improves your offense rating. Let's give her Lore Master. Send to Scarlet. We still can't identify it. Needs level 1 Lore Master and an identifying glass, which I do not have. Okay. We'll leave it on her for now.
Everything we do seems to fortify your abilities.
It's easy enough to gain new strength when one is carrying an entire team on one's shoulders. I suppose your example has inspired me to reach heights I never before envisioned.
I suppose your example has inspired me to reach heights I'd never before envisioned.
That inspiration hardly flows one way, my friend.
I don't know what that did.
no. An expert knifer, that one. Squeak! Where's Jake? Did he finally run off with that white-haired woman? What was her name? Candice?
Candace. Can we put that over there?
Esmeralda carries lots of cuts of meat.
Okay. Unidentified buckler. We'll send that to Scarlet. Combine with? Send that to Scarlet. These are worn cloth boots. Yeah, because these are better, right? Armor 13. Send these to her. They'll put those boots on. Wait, are these better? No, hers are better. I'll send that to him. We'll sell those. Oh, she already has arrow recovery. That's nice. Oh, she has Lore Master level 2. Shit. Send those to her to identify. I wasted Lore Master on her then, didn't I? Whoops. Alright, so suspiciously everything is pointing to Esmeralda, right? Okay. So she has a bloody knife and a book about killing. And her basement is full of like huge cuts of meat.
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop rather than sleuth.
Frying pan, sell that. Sell 3 golden chalices. It's gonna cost $600. He likes me because apparently I'm wearing her panties. That's a very weird sentence. Why buy anything? I think I'll just take the money for now.
Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, you had better find the evidence to back up your ridiculous claims.
Care to explain this bloody knife?
Perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dear. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a frying pan?
I found your book about planning the perfect murder.
Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival.
I mean, it's sad because, like, it's all reasonable. Oh, it goes this way.
My, what a strong and handsome officer you are, kind Septimus. You must have fought many a battle, am I right? In fact, I bet you're a real war hero.
Oh, I'm no hero, Esmeralda, dearest. I'm just doing my duty, you know.
Not enough evidence to convict her yet. It's all very suspicious, but... Town hall bathroom. Why is that important?
Oh, golly gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Sicile with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here. But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure.
Tell me more about yourself.
I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest. That is hardly a coincidence. But of course, darling, be my guest.
Do you fear the undead?
Heavens forbid. No, fear is rather too strong a term there, hunter dearest. The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those rancid ramblers may not be quite as easy to put to the claw as mice are, I assure you, they are just as easily outwitted.
All right. Interesting cat. Cecil.
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Tell me about yourself.
My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Cyseal, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Cyseal through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
Tell me about the issues in town.
What? Oh, you mean Cyseal? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Cyseal. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
Jake's murderer.
Jake? Murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Counselor and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Tell me about the Duke of Ferrol.
An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Cyseal is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor.
What's this about the Staff of Pergamon?
What of what now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though, for the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
What do you know about the staff itself?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
All right, tell me about the merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Cyseal harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
Can you tell me more about the Revillian sects?
Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. Ah, you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Cyseal's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
All right, tell me more about the undead.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Cyseal's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
I met your pet, Maxine.
Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the place. I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye. I've always been more fond of cats myself.
Can you tell me more about your library?
That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in, exactly? Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
Sure.
Marvelous. Follow me then. What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. Ah, it brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
All right.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum.
Kejdinar.
The first edition, too.
Brief history of
Most
sorcery
promising.
still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
Omnes autem mali daemonis quam. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. For you hardly resemble the local fisher folk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed. No, a source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Why would you want to join forces?
Why, simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you. The might of the magician's mastermind. On one condition. That on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Novels? Urak! What mayhem!
Very well, there will be no deals with demons.
Very well. There will be no deals with...
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery. Into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Alright, what is he? He's level 3.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak!
Increase the range of spells and
Mayhem.
scrolls. Gives you a bonus in blacksmithing and crafting. 2 in Hydrosophist and 2 in Aerothurge.
Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. From Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
Rain and regeneration. Bitter cold,
Volume 1,
blitzbolt,
Volume
shocking
2.
touch, and
Where's
teleportation.
the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. A source hunter! Oh, what a sight for sore Sicilian eyes!
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but that's all changed now.
What happened to Tom?
Oh, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved that scamp to bits. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Aureus now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town. That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where. Kaj'Dinor. A brief history of sorcery. In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
Who are you?
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it? When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicile toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amun-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way. He raised me like I was his own, this kindest of souls, taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
May I take books?
Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too.
Okay. Forgotten language of the fairy. So I guess I can sell her, but oh god, don't sell her that. I wish you could open these. I guess I can sell her books. One would assume there's no reason to keep these once you've read them.
Kaj'Dinor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theleron will have to pay yet another fine. Tujda Geta, friend.
So I have that 6 and 1. Here's number 3. $1,100. Some smiths haven't the faintest idea how to mold a fine
Volume
metal
1,
shield.
Volume
After I
2.
buy one, my
Where's
first order of
the
business is to
third
find the
one
nearest
gone?
anvil and hammer
Shatsu.
the kinks out of it.
Sometimes I think
The
these
shield,
books
I mean,
sprout
not the
little legs
anvil.
in the night.
Improved metal shield. Save here.
Turjageta, friend.
Can I buy this from her? $184 is what she'll give me back for it. What does this actually give me? The heavy tome is inscribed with innumerable strange runes and the translations of histories of each. With it, the careful observer could decipher the most esoteric fairy writings.
The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all.
Alright. We're gonna undo that real quick.
Turjageta, friend. Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem! Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem!
Treasure!
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem!
The seven grant abundance.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem!
Alright.
The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stenteken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Now, I'm not a lumberjack, but I can get a good strong stick out of any log with my trusty axe whenever I'm in need of one. Some weird geezers have been asking for the wood chips on the floor after I've chopped them up, and I just let them have them. I have no idea what to do with those.
The knight
Some smiths haven't the faintest idea how to mold a fine
Princess
shield.
Buttercup
Okay, I've
with the
already read that.
blushing bottom, Stenteken.
If you've ever tried consuming a Guinea
Esmeralda
mushroom,
does have a
you know
propensity
full well
for
the
all
matter.
things naughty,
Okay, I've already
hasn't
read that.
she?
An old kitchen knife can be carved into a deadly dagger if with the right amount of time.
Kajdenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have
Quality
to
of
pay
a
yet
proper
another
sword
fine.
has quite declined in recent decades. Some blame a change in climate, others change in the type and origin of iron reserves.
Volume
I
one,
myself craft my
volume
own
two.
supplies from an
Where
iron
has
bar
the
and an
third
anvil to
one
ensure
gone?
maximum character of the weapon.
So, sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night.
Durante's qualities are many and well documented. For an adventure, it is wise to consume
knight
in the thick of battle.
Armor, Princess
It
Buttercup
isn't
with the
wise.
blushing
Though
bottom,
recreational use is widely accepted amongst liberal circles,
Esmeralda
knowledge
does have a
significantly less
propensity for
widely
all
spread,
things
however,
naughty, hasn't she?
is that Drudane is best consumed within a flask, as the bottling process often brings out its finest
Who
features.
placed this book here? A
Potions.
volume of poetry among novels?
Poisons.
Urak! What mayhem!
This excerpt from a traditional drama, Genesis of Sicile, is commonly performed in the local theater. Most Sicilians and even a few foreigners are aptly familiar with the tale and refuse to tolerate deviations from the script's most known by heart. The story goes that two adventurers, lovers too, Cyrus and Celia, sailed west from
Esmeralda does
Ferrol,
have a
knowing not
propensity
where
for
they
all
would
things
find land on
naughty,
the other
hasn't
side.
she?
They took with them sufficient provisions for 5 months of travel, but only during the last week of 6th month did they find land upon which they came to call Sicile. Cecilia, enough, Cyrus. I can't take another moment aboard this death barge. I'm starving and I'm sick. We'll find no safe refuge from our travels.
A volume of poetry among
My God,
novels?
could it be? There, look. What is it? Are we out of fresh water? Is there a leak in the hull? Look, Seal, there, beyond the mist. It's land! Land, my sweet. Land at last, and we shall call it Sicile.
A volume of poetry among novels?
Cracking up the crowd, a definitive guide. Much like making love, comedy requires equal parts passion and delivery. Fervor for the stage is not enough. The truly successful comedian will study the details of the craft through countless long, lonely nights in preparation for his rendezvous with the audience. Compiled with this volume are some of Rivellon's finest funnies, enough to make granite statue. Sorry. During a dwarven funeral, the bearers of the casket accidentally bump into a wall and hear a faint moan. They open the casket to find out that the dwarven woman inside is actually alive. The entire funeral party rejoices, and a joyful tear springs in her husband's eye. The dwarven lady lived for 10 years more and then dies. There's another funeral for her, and at the end of the service, the bearers carry out the casket. As they're walking out, the husband cries out, "Watch out for that wall!" An elf and an orc show up in the halls of echoes at the same time. The orc says he froze to death, and the elf said he died of a heart attack. How did that happen? Asked the orc. The elf replied, "Well, I came home and I thought I heard my wife in bed with someone else, but when I searched the house, I couldn't find anybody. I was so stricken with remorse for wrongly accusing my wife of infidelity, I had a heart attack and died on the spot." Geez, the orc said, if you'd opened the icebox, we'd both be alive right now.
The knight in see-through armor? Princess Buttercup?
Every 10 years, the elven wood priests in their high monastery are allowed to break their vow of silence and speak 2 words. 10 years go by, and one priest's first chance, he thinks it for a second before saying, "Food bad." 10 years later, he says, "Bed hard." It's the big day. A decade later, he gives the priests a long stare and says, "I quit." I'm not surprised, the high elven priest says. You've been complaining ever since you got here.
Volume 2? But where has the third one gone? Shatsu.
History of
Sometimes I
Sicile.
think these books sprout little legs in the night.
A brief history of Sicile.
The knight in see-through armor? Princess Buttercup?
Though Sicile's borders have shrunk considerably in modern times, ours was once an expansive kingdom of economic and strategic importance in the region of Andevale. Unembroiled in external politics, Sicile was free to expand from sea to sea and to the border of Lucelia Forest, where legendary and mysterious magicians are said to reside. Why then did Sicile fall? First, trade. As the old kingdoms grew, Sicile's port became less central to trading routes. But most importantly, Sicile's history of a small and homogeneous population meant that its cultural influence faded as more diverse nations grew. Capitals that featured elvish musicians and dwarven mead thrived, while Sicile's trade stagnated. Still, Sicile is a seat of significant cultural importance. Home of the last Source King, the catacombs of Sicile are famed for their beauty and their supposed preternatural activity. In recent times, the leaders of Sicile are seeking to reinvigorate their economy. Fertile farmlands are being utilized at full capacity by the incentivized sale of lands to experienced farmers. Sicile's future signs bright. A Pirate's Life. The book's tight bindings belies its age. Bits of crumbling pages stick to your fingers as you turn each page. A Pirate's Life. Shipmaker Falkison's diary, whoever came up with the idea to go hunting for treasure in Sicile should be keelhauled. I care not for diaries before we ended up in this accursed place. As I fear the end is nigh, I feel obligated to warn my fellow pirates, avoid Sicile. As sunny as its beaches are, as golden as the sun shines, its cobblestone roads equally corrupt as this hellhole. There are laws for everything in Sicile, and every law contradicts another. The beginning, we tried to work alongside the systems for some time better to ease down the local suspicions, you see. but I fear every
Kaj
trader
Dinor.
that sets foot in
Brief
Cyseal must
history
become
of
a pirate or an
sorcery still hasn't
outlaw,
been
whether they
returned.
realize it or not.
Teleron will have to pay yet
There are
another
taxes on
fine.
docking a ship. There are taxes on owning a ship. There are taxes on docking without a ship. There are taxes on boarding and unboarding the ship. But one cannot board without having boarded in the first place. Boy, what does this even mean? There are taxes on entering the tavern if you're not a Sicilian, and there's a law against entering the tavern if you ain't a Sicilian.
Kaj Dinor.
Unaware, you
Brief
enter,
history of
pay the tax,
sorcery
and then
still
you get
hasn't been
thrown in jail
returned.
when the locals
Teleron
realize
will
your
have to
anchor
pay
is
yet
set
another
elsewhere.
fine.
But that's not the worst part. We came here looking for treasure. There's a skull-shaped cave on the beach, and the captain is certain there's pirate bounty
The
within.
knight in
We have
see-through
sent
armor.
out a dozen of our
Princess
best men a
Buttercup
fortnight
with the
ago, but they have
blushing
yet to
bottom.
return.
Stand
The rumor
tickle.
amongst our men is that the cave is
Esmeralda
haunted.
does have a
Hogwash.
propensity for
The
all
rest of us
things
will
naughty,
investigate
hasn't
tomorrow.
she?
If our crew has not returned, then it's goodbye, Cyseal.
Turjageta, friend.
Sell her all these books we found in her library. Alright, later. Alright, well now I have a mage. Yo, what the heck? Weird. Okay.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop here for tonight, everybody.